It's time to start our journey, the Vanarama South. 2 games. Let's get cracking. Hello guys, David here and welcome back to episode number 10 of Hometown Hero. In this episode we'll be starting our journey as the newly promoted Southern Premier Division champions and in the Vanarama South Division. We have had a very busy summer. There's some familiar faces still in the squad, you'll be pleased to see, but there is a number of new faces that have come into the team as well. In this episode, we'll be doing first 2 games of the season, one against Oxford City and then one away to Maidstone at United. Before we get into that, let's just go quickly into the kind of the post-season, pre-season, off-season sort of thing. It has started in October again. I haven't checked that the Football League all does it correctly. I just think it's shifted off incorrectly because of the whole COVID thing, and I think they're still trying to get it back into line, I guess. I don't really know, gotta be honest. So we've had a really busy pre-season. As you can see, we've either won or lost every single game that we played. There's been no draws whatsoever, but been giving plenty of people chances to show their worth. So yeah, because we've not played until October, no point just getting the guys to sit around. Got plenty of friendlies underneath their belts. Lots of match fitness being done and lots of goals scored and some pretty decent victories as well. We even won a trophy again. We won the Raymac League, which was done obviously at the Raymac, as you can imagine. Won that one. Won 3 games against Dagenham, Redbridge, Ebbsfleet and Eastleigh, which were all pretty good opposition. It's just kind of giving us a bit of an idea as to how we're going to get on in this season. And it started to beef up the finances a little bit as well. I do kind of want to try and get on a cup run this year, a little bit further than we got last year in the FA Cup, to try and garner a little bit more money as well. But I have managed to keep the new players we brought in on some fairly decent wages, so we're not spending too much money at this moment in time. So let's get into those transfers quickly before we go into the game. If I go back to last season, because we have had a few people come in at that point, we have let a couple of people go. So one thing that did kind of slip through, because I wasn't really talking about him, he wasn't really playing. Will Betts did go out on loan to Thamesmead at the end of last season, brought it back quite quickly because I realised we didn't have a proper backup goalkeeper. He then left to go to Hartley Wintney at the end of the season, and Ruben Gill left to go to Kings Langley as well. Ruben was on a non-contract basis, so not really lost out on a huge amount, to be completely honest. The new players we brought in, so Sean Smith, I don't know if I told you about him. I actually confirmed that deal in January, I think it was, but I didn't realise he was already under contract, so he's only just joined. But he's joined us. He's going to be most likely our starting wing back. He's kind of shoved Josh Summerton down a little bit, but Josh has obviously got great potential. So we'll be switching them around, seeing who's getting better performances out of them, that kind of thing. We'll kind of see how we get on with both of those. But he's come in. That has then meant that Andre Blackman has gone out on loan because we don't need him. He's old. We're paying a lot of money for him, considering his qualities. He will not be staying at the club when his contract runs out, but he's out on loan at Barking at this moment in time for 100 or so quid a week, I think it is. So he managed to get a little bit off the wage budget. We brought in Connor Jones in from Weston-super-Mare. I noticed him play a couple of times against us when we played last year. He seemed pretty decent. Again, just to beef up the midfield. Obviously, as I mentioned in the last episode, Jazz Wallace has left. We've just released him. He was nowhere near good enough. He was one of the first I brought in. As you see, very cheap wage-wise, only on £80 a week. Bit of room to grow, and he's already a half-decent player as well. Quite a tall guy, which I quite like in the centre midfield, getting on them second balls and stuff like that. So hopefully can do us some decent stuff. I've tried where I can to maintain a little bit of realism wherever possible by bringing in players who are local-ish. There's been a couple that have gone against the grain a little bit, but we needed them to come in. But most of them I've tried, when I've had multiple options, I've tried to go for the most local player first, even regardless of how they play. 'Cause we're not going to be getting people from up in Manchester to come down and play for Salisbury at this stage of the save. I've got to be honest about it. So, had a pretty busy pre-season. As you can see, a load of new blood coming into the squad. We've beefed up where we needed to, I think. The last one was on the left wing, because we need to beef up there. But we'll go through these and just show you who we've brought in. Stuart Moore just come in to beef up the goalkeeping position, give Marcus a bit of competition. There is another one who's actually come in as well, who's probably shifted him pretty much to the bottom of the pile, to be completely honest. But Stuart's come in. He's okay. He's not the worst looking player in the world. But yeah, he was literally that. He's a player to pick up the numbers, to be completely honest. He came in from MK Dons. We brought in Jamie Bradley Green. For those of you who have watched the Cup final episode, I hope you have, because otherwise you've skipped a few, and that's just a bit rude. Obviously, he was huge in the air, ridiculously good in the air against us in there. I saw him, I paid for him, we've got him. Really, really pleased we managed to bring him in. We did pay £6,000 for him, but we had a load of money spare. So he's coming from Taunton from last year, and he had a smashing season for them last year as well. And when he's 6 foot, he can jump pretty high and he can head as well as he can. That's the kind of thing we need. I did mention in the last episode we needed to be better from corners and set pieces and stuff like that. Hopefully he's going to be the kind of player who's going to come in and help us do that. Next one we brought in was Cian Levy. From our affiliate Reading, he left them at the end of the season. Really tidy looking centre midfielder. He can pass the ball. He's got a good first touch on him. He's not the fittest of players. As you can see, his stamina's not fantastic. However, most of the other, he's got good vision, like I say, good passing. He's got good decision making, bit of decent acceleration on him. He's not slow as well, which is always quite nice to have. And again, he's on a really low wage, which is great to see. Michael Cook, we brought him in from Wimborne. We didn't pay for him. It's just one of those non-contract things, just to bring in a couple of extra bodies up front. We only had Warren and Marvin really because Dan Fitchett left us. He was released. So we brought in Michael as a young option. He won't play for us every game. He probably won't play for us much at all in the league, but he's a good option to have just to kind of beef up the numbers a little bit as well. Brooklyn Genesini, obviously I was happy with what Elliot Wheeler did last year. He was very good. The ratings, I understand, are a system issue. I think the game doesn't rate fullbacks as high as they would normally be because no matter how good they play, they seem to get really rubbish ratings in game. But he wasn't really. He was getting a bit old. He was declining in ability. I mean, he was only 27, but he was already on the decline. And Brooklyn came in from Bournemouth with a few options at the time. He looked like the standout option. Good anticipation. He's quick, so he can run up and down the wings. He works well for the team. He's not the best passer or the best tackler of the ball, but he can do the other stuff quite well. And I'm confident that because he's only 19, he should only improve as well. Plus, I mean, great head of hair on him. Luke Nippard, centre midfielder again. You can see where we lost a few players. Obviously, well, Benson left, Jazz Wallace left. I'm sure a couple of others did as well. So we had to try and bring some new blood into there. This guy looks like the real deal. Again, coming from Bournemouth, he's played for Poole and for Weymouth before, so he's tried and tested at this level, even if he's only played a couple of games. Again, great first touch on him, good decision making. He can accelerate quickly enough. He's decent on the pass, and he's got good technique as well. So all round looks like a pretty decent player, and looks like he's the kind of player who's going to improve as well, which is exactly what we want to see. This is where we started to find out that I needed to bring more players in again because people were moaning about lacking depth. We brought in Danny Waldron. Again, he came from Leamington, a little bit further away than you'd expect. So a little bit unrealistic, but fine, whatever. He's going to come in. He's probably going to be replacing the elder statesman of the team, Marvin Brooks. But I'll be trading him in and out because Marvin Brooks is obviously very, very good. As we've seen, he's in good form. He's been scoring goals. So there'll be some competition for places in there as well. And he's still fairly young and can improve a small amount at least. A familiar face, Alexandre Jr. is back at the club. He's probably going to be our first choice goalkeeper now, to be honest. Marcus was going to be. And then Alexis popped up. He was a free agent. I thought, well, do you know what? He's played for us before. He knows what it takes. He played well for us when he was with us last year. Why not bring him back in again? So he's left Bristol Rovers and has joined us on a permanent deal. He's on a bit more money than I would have wanted to pay him, but he's a good player. And I'm sure he'll only improve the squad at the back of the team. And then finally, Fabio Sarabia, or Sarava, I don't really know how you pronounce it. He is coming from Kingstonian. The only reason he's come in is because Antonio Diaz was injured, and we only really have him and Adam Page who can play on the left wing. And Adam Page isn't really cut out for this level, to be completely honest with you. So Sarava's come in. He will be very much competing with Antonio Diaz, hopefully getting him to improve as well. He probably won't be the first choice, but he will be at least until Antonio's back and fit and ready to play again. That brings the end of that. Quick heads up. Hopefully you'll have seen over the last couple of days the post from the club officially about the charity donations page. If you do want to get a player in the game, like I say, I'll send you the list if you do want them. You just need to email me because I'm not going to put it on the Just Giving page every single time. might change my mind to do that, to be honest. If you are interested, it's got to be a minimum donation of £5. It can be anything above that, but £5 is the minimum. However, you can donate as much as you want to support a fantastic charity. If you do want to do that, link is in the description below. Go and have a look as well if you haven't done already. It'd be great to get you guys into the save. It's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to get you guys as involved as possible and raising money for a great cause as well. I'm sure you'll all agree. Right, let's get into the first game, shall we? This is going to be the team that we're going to be putting out to face them. I've picked this already. As you can see, some familiar faces, but also some changes that we've seen as well. Some forced, some elected. You'll see why in a second. Andre Jr. is going to start off in goal. We've got a back four of Sean Smith, Jamie Bradley Green, is it? Is it Jamie? I'm going to forget this. Jamie Bradley Green, Ollie Gardner and Genesini at the back four. Sareva, Levy, Nippard and Cope in the midfield. And then Warren Bentley and Marvin Brooks up top as normal. I've not changed anything. I've not changed the tactic. I've not changed any of the instructions or anything like that. Just straight up changes to personnel. And a couple of role changes here and there just to suit the way that some of these players play. Alexander Jr. is actually coming back to his old club because when they didn't want... when Bristol Rovers didn't want us to come back and have him, he went to Oxford City instead. So he's back under his old manager. And it looks like we're getting the debut of the orange kits, which look beautiful, if I may say so myself. Or as someone rightly put it on Facebook, probably best they don't tuck them in because that cathedral's a little bit too close to the centre for my liking. What we will be doing, as I mentioned, is we'll be changing those every 2 or 3 seasons, depending on how we're getting on. If there's something that warrants it being changed, then we'll do that. So keep your ideas flowing. If there's any ones you want to show me or anything like that, DM me on Twitter, drop me an email, anything like that, and we can have a look at getting them put into the game at some point in the future as well. But let's get into this then. Genesini with the throw in. It's an early goal and it's Warren Bentley. Who else was it going to be? First goal of the season for Warren Bentley. He's started where he left off. Ball in from Genesini. Sareva getting on the end of it. And who else but Wazza? Warren Bentley gets there. And we're 3 minutes in, we've scored our first goal of the campaign. What a start. He's changed this because that's not the league we're in anymore. He's changed that to the Vanarama South. And that's good, isn't it? Great start. Fantastic stuff. We're going to have to put Danny Waldron on the left-hand side, even though he's not really comfortable there. But he's the only person who really plays on the left-hand side for us on the bench. And yeah, just as I replaced someone for an injured player, they injured themselves, which is great. Love that. Yeah, less than ideal. But anyway, back to what I was going to say. The main expectation from the board is to avoid relegation this season. I'd like to think we can establish ourselves this season. We've got more than a capable squad of doing it. It's Jake Cope with a nice little ball in there, but doesn't manage to get to anyone. I think we've got enough on us. Bentley again. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. He's finding his level once more. He's also, probably mentioned this, he's El Capitano for this season as well. He is our captain. Marcus Beauchamp has retained his vice captaincy because he was last year. Ollie Knowles was our previous captain, but he's not really playing. And I mean, Warren Bentley's on the chance for a 20-minute hat trick. I mean, this is ridiculous. Steps up. Oh, it's been saved. It was too good to be true. Brilliant. But yeah, the main expectation is to avoid relegation. I think we can do a better job than that. I don't see any reason why not. And we're going to be going up against previous Salisbury FC manager and current real life Salisbury FC manager, of course, Steve Claridge, because he manages Billericay. They were top of the league at one point last year, about 30 odd games in, and seems like they bottled promotion, which is interesting to see. I have to say, Bentley on the ball then. Plays the ball forward, finds Jake Cope at the near post, on the right hand side, whatever it is. This is the orange kits. It's a good luck charm. Clearly, this is mental. We're 3-0 up inside the first half, away from home, and that does officially put us top of the table as well, which is absolutely insane. Warren Bentley, there he goes. He gets his hat trick in the first half. This is absolutely nuts. This is not what I expected at all. Let me know if you thought this was going to be happening in the comments as well, because this is ridiculous that we're 4-0 up inside 45 minutes away from home against Oxford City. I did not see it come in at all. Bentley's going for 5 now. He wants to make it. He wants another. He's already got the headlines. Marvin Brooks, there you go. The partnership combines. 5-0 before half-time. Wow. That's ridiculous. I'm not even watching all of these replays because there's no point. They've seen enough goals so far. I'm sure you want to see some more, but wow. They've not even had a shot. Oh my word. I thought they'd at least created something, but they've not had a single shot on goal. That is ridiculous. It's a statement. Problem I have now is I think all of you lot are going to expect us to get promoted at the first time of asking again. And I don't think that's going to happen. I genuinely think this is a one-off. I've got to be honest. I am going to bring Warren Bentley off, I think, just to get some fresh legs on. Who am I going to bring on for him? It was going to be Michael Cook. So bring him on. He can play. And I don't think in this sort of level of football, it's the wrong thing to play two pressing forwards. I think you can get away with that when you're playing in this sort of level. And I think that'll do for now. We do have the option of, I think we've got really got anyone who can come on for Jake Cope, although he is looking a bit tired. Not that he's a worry because he scored his second, Salisbury FC's 6th of the game. This is absolutely mental. I never thought I'd see the day where we would put 6 past a team in our first game in our new league of the season. Don't do anything naughty. I was going to say, let's not get Jamie Bradley Green sent off in his first game. That's probably not the best thing that could happen in the world. And you can see what I mean. Even though we're playing really well, there's still players who are having really rubbish ratings, even though we're 6-0 up. In the old versions of Football Manager, everyone got a really good rating if you were 6-0 up. Everyone was at least a 7. Now, that might just be a bit more realistic, I don't know, but it's a little bit weird. I'm going to bring Charlie Kennedy on as our last change, just to bring a little bit of bite into the midfield. I wonder how many times I've said that in the series so far when I brought him on. But yeah, we have lost a lot of players of the previous ilk. I've kept the ones who I feel are going to do us a job. Obviously, we've got the likes of Warren, we've got Marcus, we've got Alexis takes the blame for the goal. He does, because we were just coming out of here. We were close to getting a clean sheet on our debut in the Vanarama South. Club's never been here before, and I mean, that's not the best. He's not covered himself in glory there, has he? Let's be completely honest. But it looks like it's going to finish 6-1 on the opening day. We smash Oxford City to go top of the table straight off the bat. Things you love to see. Warren Bentley hat-trick, Jake Cope with a brace, and Marvin Brooks getting on the score sheet as well. That, though, is not good, because we've just brought him in, and now we've lost him for half his contract. Right. Let's head on to the game against Maidstone. Right then, Saturday afternoon, it's 3 o'clock. We're over at Maidstone. I can't even remember where Maidstone is. Gillingham area? I probably should know that, because I'm sure part of my in-laws are from there. Not my in-laws, don't need the personal story. Only one change from the previous game. Antonio Diaz comes in. He's a little bit tired, bless him, but he is going to be coming in. Adam Page has also been shifted up to the bench, so we can have a bit of cover there rather than putting Danny Waldron on the left, which means that Michael Cook has been dropped from the squad entirely, but I think he'll be all right with that. I think it's understandable. So yeah, other than that, I mean, why change a winning team? I don't see the point in that. We're back in white. Nice little changing room that we've got here. Look at this. Look at Maidstone doing well for themselves. That's the thing I quite like about this. You do get a different changing room. I mean, we couldn't have played in orange because look what Maidstone are playing in. They're playing in exactly the same kit that we do. Early chance of Marvin Brooks here, gets a chance. Oh, it didn't look like he could bring it out of his feet properly. The good effort though. Nice little dink over from, I think it was Bradley Green who dinked the ball over. Genesini with a long throw. Nothing coming from that. Sean Smith gets on the end of that. Loses it though. And Embry's got a chance here for Maidstone. We need to close him down. Andre Jr.'s got that covered. Looked like it was going wide anyway, but well held, that man. That's not a problem at all. Right, Maidstone with a goal kick then. Smith with the clearing header. Yeah, I'm not sure about that header. He's done that twice now. He's headed it to absolutely no one. Andre Jr.'s not sure whether to come or go. Oh God, that was worrying. If that had gone over him, stuffed, absolutely stuffed. But we managed to get away with it. Just about. We are creating the majority of the chances so far, according to the stats on the screen. But we haven't had any. Well, we've had one highlight of note, haven't we? And that's too easy. Oh, I'm getting a bit worried again. I thought we'd managed to. I thought with bringing in Jamie Bradley Green, I thought we were going to manage to resolve our defensive issues from set pieces and crosses and stuff like that. Doesn't seem to have worked just yet. But it's early doors. 2 games in, for crying out loud. Big clearance from Alex at the goal kick. Finds Jake Cope on the right-hand side. Takes past his man. Keeps going. Who's going to find? He finds Warren Bentley, who managed to get out of his feet. Takes a shot. Takes a second shot. It's his 4th goal of the season already. We're 2 games in, and Warren Bentley is scoring goals. You can't say any fairer than that, and I believe that will put us back to the top of the league. Gardner with the ball. Gardner trying to get onto the end of the corner. Didn't manage it. Oh, Genesini manages to get onto the end of it. Finds Marvin Brooks with a beautiful pot. Beautiful ball. Levy. Oh, that was a good effort indeed. Very good considering I thought we were going to be losing, or we were going to be losing our lead there. Thought they were going to nick it off us and end up breaking through, but they didn't. Managed to get away with it. And we go to the half-time break at 1-0. Going to guard against complacency. Even though we probably are fortunate to be winning the game, considering the quality of opposition. Genesini with a nice long throw in. Clearance from the keeper. Drops only as far as Bradley Green, who finds Nippard. Goes back to Jamie again. Nippard, Cope, finds Brooks. Takes a shot. Ooh. It was a sighter. And Jake Cope is absolutely shattered, bless him. Going to have to bring Waldron on the right-hand side. And I think we'll bring Diaz off for Adam Page on the left. So it's all change on the wings. And Bradley Green is probably our next change as well, I would think. Looking a little bit tuckered out, the poor lad. Nip on the ball then. Finds Marvin Brooks, who's going to ping it outside to Adam Page. Finds a lovely ball out to Waldron, who finds Bentley. Oh, it's a good chance back in the box. Waldron, Nippard. I don't know who it's going to. Oh, it's all popping around. It probably should have been 2-0 there, if I'm being completely honest. But it's not. We move on. And Alexandre's clean claim, grasp, whatever you want to call it, clean catch, that's the word. Struggling with my English today, as per normal. Nice little intercepting tackle by Adam Page there. Pings the ball forward, tries to find Warren Bentley, doesn't quite manage to get on the end of it. And we're looking like a little bit leaky at the moment, a little bit worrying. We're struggling to hold on to the ball with any real kind of oomph at the moment. Big ball forward from Gardner there, finds Marvin Brooks. Oh, he should have scored, I think. And it's these chances when we're up against a team in this league. I feel like if we're not going to take those chances, we're going to be setting ourselves up for some difficult moments towards the end of these games. Waldron's gone through his man. Is that going to be a card? It doesn't look like it. And we're going to bring on Chamberlain Gale for Ashley Green. Ashley Green? See, I've already forgotten his name. Andre Jr. from the goal kick then. Lovely little bit of interplay. Found Warren Bentley in acres of space. It's his 5th goal. Oh my God, he scored 5 in 2. He actually scored like 15 in 10 friendlies before the start of this season as well. And look at this bit of interplay. Levy finds Brooks, one-touch football. Bentley is, look at that. The defence has disappeared, and that is a great finish from outside the box. Bradley Green. What did I just say? Ashley Green, that's what I said. It was Bradley Green. Get your names right. It's all right, they're all new. We'll get used to it. They're not all new. To be fair, we're still playing with quite a few remaining players, to be fair. I'm quite pleased with that. Normally, when you're at non-league, you could have a fresh 11 every season if you fancied it. And we could have done that as they've got their goal back, Mason. And you can't say it's not been coming. They've been creating chances. Just Andre Jr. has been equal to them up until this point. But hopefully we're going to see this out, and we're going to be 2 wins from 2 at the start of the season. That is not what I expected. Assuming we obviously get this win. We've not won yet. We've still got a couple of minutes left. Brooks finds Bentley again. He's on a hat-trick. Can he get a hat-trick? No, he can't. I mean, he still could. Again, game's not over yet. Ball's going to come in from Page then. Whipping it into the mixer. Who's going to be there? Not quite anyone. Jay Sean's going to pick it up on the edge of the area. Not much coming. Not sure what he's going to try and do. He's going to try and give it to Nipper. That's a bit of a risky one. Fortunately, the highlight ends. There's not going to be a chance for Mason to break. And we finish the episode 2 up, 6 points on the board, a goal difference of +6, 8 scored, 2 conceded. That is what I would call a fairly successful episode because we're top of the league. Exceptional stuff. That is not what I expected at all. Bentley shines as we score a win. He's already top of the charts in terms of average rating and goals scored as well, and that is a good start to the season. Right then, when do we come back? I probably think the FA Trophy and the FA Cup are a little bit too close for now. Plus, like I said, if I want to get a little bit further on, I want to try and do a bit more of that. What I think we'll try and do is, rather than, because I'm conscious that last season a fair few of the episodes were just cup games, I think what we'll try and do is I'll try and do a cup game and a league game. If I can, if I don't go and record it too far forwards, I'll do something where I'll let you guys know which ones you can, maybe you can pick if that's possible. If not, it will be either a league game before and the cup game after, or the second cup game and the league. Obviously, assuming we get far enough in both cups as well, because I think we're only in the 2 this year now. But anyway, that's going to be it from me. I've rambled on for long enough. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, smash that like button. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you think we're going to get on this season? Let me know your predictions, and we can always come back to them at the end of the season as well. It'll be quite fun. And if you're new to the channel, please consider dropping that subscribe button. We are on the road to 200 as I'm recording this, and I'd quite like to get to it sooner rather than later. That'd be awesome. Take care, guys. My name's been David, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.